So myself, Dr. Ajay Kumar, working as an assistant professor in Department of Swastarotta. So the purpose of today's workshop is, so many people are asking about the this particular PhD related questions, especially when this NCSM has abolished the part-time PhD program. So I thought some people need some information. So I have conducting this particular session to give the whatever information I know for sharing with you. It may helpful for your future and you may decide according to that. So this is the my purpose of today's session. So let us begin with the introduction. So all of you know about the what is the importance of PhD. So it is a higher academic degree, and uh, as the one of the highest degree, so everyone wants and pursue about the PhD degree. So what are the practical hurdles? What are the um, uh, uh, rules and regulations? What are the major practical burdens comes when we really do the PhD program? So if you are planning for the joining PhD program, what are the things you have to consider? So according to that, you have to select the PhD program. So I will just make it is more simpler. Many of you may know about already about the PhD program, how to join. So still, it will be beneficial for other people also, those who do not know anything about the PhD. For example, any just pass out PG scholar. So that's why I am taking some from basic only. So it may repetitive for some of you, so please bear with this. So understanding the PhD in AYUSH. So as a highest academic degree, but original research. PhD needs originally research and novelty to the research field, and it is advancing the explore our medicine to the world. So Ayurveda can be explored and highlighted to research only. Because of scientific validation, we can explore our science to the world. Because today's era, the modern world needs the evidence-based medicine. To create evidence, the researches are mandatory. So we all of we know in PG level, the whatever research we will do for the kind of it is a not a full research program. It is a partial fulfillment of the PG program. So to overcome this, for fully dedication to the research and giving the some contribution to the field, this PhD program is created. And this after the getting a PhD, it is always open doors for the to join the prestigious academy. And if you want to go for research positions, PhD is always mandatory, and it will enables making the policy making and some healthcare administration also. The PhD degree holder will be preferable in the that kind of fields, and it will create opportunity for creating something innovative in the research. For many of drug industry, many of other fields also want to explore the Ayurveda globally. So if you are a PhD holder, then it is very easy to collaborate with the other organizations. So, what is the I will PhD admission process? Many of you has already taken admission, and some of you are preparing for the PhD admission process. But what are the common way how to get the PhD admission? What are the general process? I will discuss briefly. So generally, many university requires to enter the PhD a master degree. So after the MD MS, we can join the PhD program. So many university requires 55 marks in the PG degree, and some university need 50% also. According to some categories, the percentage may vary from 45 to 55 percentage. In Ayurveda also, the CCRS and other apex bodies of AYUSH has started to give the fund to the researchers. They are conducting the AYUSH net exams. They will give the JRF and SRF awardees, where if the person is selected in the AYUSH net, they will given for the monthly stipend and research grant. Because of this, the person may pursue his PhD without any financial burden. From other branches like basic life sciences branches, like from BSc, MSc, people are writing the UGC net, and they are getting the JRF and other kind of scholarship and stipend, and they are also joining the national level of Institute of Ayurveda for the interdisciplinary research purpose. So for Ayurveda people, we are also eligible to write the UGC, this UGC net JRF, but the subjects are very difficult, because we are not continued with that basic science, physics, chemistry, and so like that. So this AYUSH net is very helpful for the Ayurveda scholars. But I have seen one or two batches, they have conducted the AYUSH net examination. So most of the states will conduct the university level entrance examination, and every university have different kind of policies. They have separate entrance examination. For example, All India Institute of Ayurveda, National Institute of Ayurveda, these national institutions are conducting the exams, where the questions are multiple choice questions with the negative marking. Once you are eligible for in the theory paper, they are call you for interview and with proposal. So this is the method of admitting the in the national level. And in universities like Maharashtra University of Health Sciences, MUHs like universities, they are conducting exam multiple choice questions with no negative marking, and generally no interview there for the MUHs. Here the only merit based allocation for the seat will be available, as we select the PG seats in the institution according to your rank. You have to choice, give the preference in the web, then automatically based on your ranking they will allot the colleges and guide according to the your ranking. Then RGHS, Rajiv Gandhi University of Health Sciences, Bangalore. This particular university also taking separate entrance exam per PhD exam admission. The different kind descriptive questions are there. 50 marks for research methodology, and 50 marks for the concerned subject. Here there is a descriptive kind of questions will be there, no multiple choice questions. And here sometimes the institutions are conducting the interview for the eligible candidates. For example, if guide has only one vacant seat under him, if two or three people are eligible, because eligibility is 50%, 2 3 people are eligible, then they may conduct interview. According to that, they may choose the their researcher, or they may take the PhD admission. Then after giving the examination, whether if you are eligible in the national level institution, it is better, or otherwise many deemed universities are also conducting the PhD entrance exam. Many state level universities also conducting the PhD examination. After you become eligible to the PhD in the PhD examination, some practical aspects you have to keep in mind for choosing the right university and guide for the PhD program. So currently the part-time PhD is not given in the new NCSM gadget, but consider for the sake of information, the part-time PhD is also there for the information purpose. So if you are eligible, if you are passed the PhD entrance exam, for choosing the right university, you have always consider what are the fees structure in that particular universities. The fees will be vary according to university to university. So some deemed university may taking the fees around 1 lakh, 1.5 lakh. Some deemed universities are taking 70,000, and in Maharashtra University Health Sciences around 28,000 uh, 26,000 fees will be there. And RGHS also, according to college wise the fees structure is variable. If huge amount of fees will be there, then you have to think whether financially you are able to bear that kind of fees or not. This is also one of the point you have to check before joining the PhD program. Then some university will keep your original documents with their institute. When you join the PhD program, the institute will keep your original documents. What is the policy with the original documents? Whenever you needed your original documents, whether they will give or whatever thing you have to clear before joining the that particular institution. Because some institution will not give original documents. If you want for any other interview or any purpose, they may give you trouble for giving the original documents. Before giving that, you have to confirm what is the rules for this keeping the original documents. Then some university will ban, while you are doing PhD program, you are not to do with any other programs or any other courses uh, align with the your PhD program. So that kinds of rules are also there. You have to check before joining the that particular kind of universities. Then minimum attendance. Coming to the minimum attendance, I am speaking about part-time PhD. Full-time PhD, as the PhD scholar, guide and research center are same institution, there is no need of any problem with the attendance, as a PhD scholar is a full-time scholar. Here I am speaking with the part-time PhD scholar. So different universities have different kind of attendance policies. For example, if you go to the RGHS, Rajiv Gandhi University of Health Sciences, if you see that particular ordinance, PhD ordinance, 45 days of guide and scholar contact days for 6 months. They have mandated 45 days of attendance will be needed to submit the your 6 month reports. If you go through the MUHS, Maharashtra University of Health Sciences, the total duration 100 days is given for the guide and PhD student contact period. So that is the 100 days. So some deemed universities have different kinds of attendance policies. So before joining the programs, you have to clear how many days I have to present, physically present in that particular college. So everything you have to ask before the joining. Then you have to ask for, if you are joining now, the part-time PhD is removed. If many universities are taking the full-time PhD. If anyone wants to join full-time PhD, so in government institutions, they may provide stipend. The governments may give the stipends and research grants. So if you are joining other institutions, then you have to check for the whether stipends, research grants are available for your PhD program in the PhD program. So clear with the stipend, any research grants are available. So that is also important. Some universities will provide the some kind of senior residentship and some financial support for the PhD scholars. Then always see with the whether the institutions are affiliated with NAC, NABH, or they have any MOU with some research organization. Why I am telling this? So once you join the PhD program, if you are applying for any research grant or any financial support or other things, your proposal will always weighted if your institution has affiliated with the NAC and NABH. The probability of granting the research grants is more when compared to the non-affiliated institution. So this is also important point you have to remember. So if there are no NAC and NABH institution, no problem. But always, if you have a choice, then choice this kind of institution for joining the PhD program. Then for finding the ideal guide. So ideal guide. So guide is also important. Guide researcher relationship is very crucial for completing the PhD program. So you should know about your guide. For example, whether the PhD guide has completed his PhD, or by experience, for teaching experience of 15 years of experience, he is eligible for the PhD guide. So why I'm telling, if the PhD guide is completed PhD, then it is very easy to PG scholar, because the guide itself is knowing the what are the protocols, what are the things. So it is more convenient for the PhD scholar for the completing his PhD program. Sometimes some institution, what happens, because of experience, many senior professors are becoming PhD guides, but a lot of technical things and other issues, they are not, even though they are subject experts, but some technical and other things they are not know. So entirely it will be depend on PhD scholar. So that's why better to know how many PhD scholars are uh, completed under his supervision. And uh, so whatever research interest of the PhD guide, if the PhD guide himself is not interested in the research and academic, then it is a kind of lag between the coordination between the PhD scholar and PG guide. So also for in-service people, in some institution, you are working as an assistant, associate, or professor. In your same department, there are PhD seats. Your own HOD may be PhD guides. So if you are joining such kind of PhD program, you are always asked for the in-service bond. So if I join the PhD program, how many years I have served for this institution? In between, if I am discontinuing from this particular institution, what are the procedures, protocols? So this kind of things you have to always remember for the before joining the PhD in the in service in your own institution. Then also see for the how many years remain for the PhD guide. So whether the guide is or near about his age is near about retirement or what, because even though the ordinance will say that before 4 years of retirement, no guide shall be permitted to take new PhD scholar. Still you have to check for the PhD guide services remained, whether the PhD guide will be stable in that particular institution or what not. So if you joined a PhD and the guide has shifted or changed, he may join another institution. So if another guide is available, the university may allot you. But if any another guide if not available, what is the procedure, what is the protocol will be there to allocate in the PhD guide? You have to think and be clear with these kind of things before joining the PhD program. Then you should check for the PhD guideship uh, of that particular PhD guide, whether they are eligible for this particular current year PhD guide eligibility. So everything credential of this thing should be checked before going to the joining the PhD program. So all, and also ask for the his mentorship and student bonding with the students, PG scholars, and helpful nature. What kind of person that PhD guide is also matters, because this is a long lasting relationship. So any conflicts with the PhD guide may be very problematic to complete your PhD program. So always before joining, always the inquire for the PhD guide personality and his background and research interest and academic background. So next, coming to full-time and part-time PhD. So any doubt up to this? My audio video is clear. Hello.
Yes, sir, you're audible.
Okay. So
It's clear.
full-time and part-time PhD. So as full-time PhD has some benefits. because they dedicate time for intensive research, and many, it may be easy for getting many fellowships and research grants, and regular interaction between research community, and foster the completion of PhD program, and better networking opportunity will be there in the academia. So part-time, that is full-time PhD benefits. So part-time PhDs also have some benefits. For example, any person have not eligible for full-time PhD, or any other personal reasons, he is not able to join the full-time programs. Part-time PhD will be very beneficial for that kind of persons. Continue, he should continue earning while pursuing research. In part-time researchers, they are working in their jobs, and along with the doing the PhD. And financial stability is also there, because they are working professionals, their salary is there, and along with that profession, the PhD will be going on. And flexible research schedule will be there, because part-time scholar will not going to regularly to that research institute, so he has flexible research schedule. Along with his professional work and personal life, he is also doing the PhD. So according to UGC norm, both are considered full-time and part-time benefits. So managing PhD with job work-life balance, many of you may joined are already PhD scholar as a part-time in your universities or institutions. So if you are a beginner, to manage PhD with a job with working is very hectic, because you have to give time for your profession, college work, and along with that you have to see for your PhD work. So guide is another institution, you are from another institution, the possibility of contacting the institution guide. So everything will be hectic for the part time if you are choosing the very distance institutions, like that. So for that, to overcome these things, create weekly schedules for research work. Make the pre-plan, what should I will do for this week. So even though the guide is not asking, the institution is not asking, so you have to make this some schedule for your PhD work, and give the maximum free time to PhD work. And uh, many time you have to contact, you have to update your work to the your supervisor or PhD guide. You may contact telephonically, or you may arrange the online meeting. So continuous touch with the PhD supervisor is very essential to complete in time of this your PhD program. Then setting research priorities, align your research goals, and make the research work focus, and you have to give the sufficient time for the research priorities. Other than your working college work, next priority should be given for the your PhD work. Then nowadays, lot of digital and technology advancement, use of digital tools like AI and reference management systems, and lot of softwares are there. Use such kind of things to simplify your PhD work. So that is very essential. Uh, because many people are struggling with the reference management, they are very they feel very difficult with the completing the PhD program. So nowadays, lot of tools and softwares are available. Make better use of that kind of digital tools and AI support to complete or to finish your research work as early as possible. So UGC and NCSM guideline for PhD in AYUSH. So generally, all of you know, minimum duration of uh, full-time PhD is 3 years. As a part-time, 4 years is in the general guidelines. So there is a mandatory coursework for that will have 18 to 16 credits. Based on the depend on the university, they will make the different kind of credits and coursework also. I have seen some universities will take the pre-PhD examination after the submission of two particular DRC research submission, 6 monthly report. Some deemed universities are completing coursework within a 6 months. So it depends on the according to universities. And there is a research advisory committee meeting for every 6 months, and pre-submission presentation will be there, and journal publication is required, and external after submitting your thesis, that will be evaluated by external PhD experts, and you have to keep all the annual progress reports and other documents relevant for your PhD research should be there. So this is the mandates. Many rules are there, but these are the some common mandates and rules for the NCSM uh, for the AYUSH in the PhD in the AYUSH. So now UGC is telling that part-time and full-time both are considered, but NCSM has removed the part-time PhD from this recently gazetted. They are not allowing part-time PhD, and if the researcher and guide are from the different institution, then also the PhD is not recognized. Then initially the UGC also recommends that you have to publish your papers in index journals or UGC care journals. But nowadays that rule is also removed by the UGC. They are telling it will be given to the higher educations only. They have to decide which paper is considered standard for their speciality. So this kind of recent notifications are coming from the UGC also. Still, the many universities, deemed universities and guides are continuously advising you have to publish in the index paper or UGC care journals and reputed journals. So, related to funding, scholarship, and grants, if any scholar joined a PhD program by giving the UGC NET JRF, they will get the monthly stipend as around 31,000. In some central institution like BHU, where the stipend is very less, for example 8,000 only for the PhD scholar, if you don't have any senior residency position like that, so then you may apply for the grant, ICMR, CSIR, and the institution also promoting the PhD scholars by giving the some amount. If the researcher publishes the paper on the index journal, they will give around 70 to 80,000 of amount for the um, uh, PhD scholar. And some CCRS and AYUSH also giving this some resource or money for a research grant, but we have to search whether we are eligible or our proposal is eligible. So that kinds of things are there while if you want to take funding or scholarship in the PhD program. Some institution may give you support, and some international opportunities are also there, but I have not seen many platforms or many organization are giving fund to the other kind of branches like medicine, engineering, technology. So in Ayurveda field, there is a very less examples I have seen where the international finding are getting PhD scholars, but it is still possible if your research is very novel and if your quality of research is very good, you may get the funding and scholarship from the these organization bodies. So common challenges. So some of the common challenges you have to know in the PhD program, like after eligible to the PhD program, the topic, choosing the topic or research subject is very important. Here the novelty is important. The whatever subject or topic you will take, it should be very has novelty, and it should not be similar work. So choosing the study design and conducting the pilot studies and finalizing your topic is somewhat difficult, but you can overcome this with continuous efforts. and follow the AYUSH and ICMR guidelines for the ethical clearance and clinical trial registration. For example, if you are doing the clinical study or interventional study on human beings, you have to take the Institutional Ethical Committee permission IEC certificate. So for part-time PhD scholar, the problem arises if the part-time PhD scholar in working in another one institution, his PhD center is another institution. So some IEC, some ethical committees are suggesting the PhD scholar should take the permission of both the ethical committees where he is conducting his study and the where he is doing the his PhD research. Because if you are taking ethical committee permission from a research institute, but you are doing your clinical study in your own hospital or in your own institution, so there is a no supervision of ethical committee under you upon you. So that's why it is recommended you have to take both the study places ethical committee permission. Then some ethical committees will recommend you have to make a someone supervisor, or you have to make co-guide in the your institution where you are doing study, your clinical study. That kind of advices are also there. I have seen many institutional ethical committees are giving advices like that. For example, I am conducting a study in my own working institution. No one will be there for supervise me. So if anything mishappening happens to the participants, so who is responsible for that kind of research misconducts? So many ethical committees are asking for your supervisor in your institution, or any eligible person is there, then you have to make co-guide for your PhD program for that person. So these are some problems related with the ethical committee permissions, and some institutions also recommend you that you have to take some participants from your research institute also. You have to stay in your PhD institute, and you have to do the study in that particular institute also. So that kind of advices are also given by the some institutions. So before joining, so consider all these things and make the better choice. So whether it is possible to you go and stay with that particular institute for several days, whether it is feasible for traveling, whether your colleges working colleges are giving NOC for uh, joining the PhD program, for part-time PhD program. Because many times uh, 45 days attendance for 6 months is very difficult to manage with working professionals. With working professionals, 45 days leave should not be will given by many institutions. Before that, you have to take proper precautions. Even though many people are joining and doing PhDs, but someday anyone arises a question. So to see your attendance 45 days of leave in your institution and make the present in the working in a research institution, so some may raise your objection about that. So if you are able to manage that kind of things, then only join for the institution. So I have joined Maharashtra University of Health Sciences because here the attendance will be 100 days for the entire part-time PhD. So think about that, and based on flexibility and your capacity capability of attending and presenting that many days in your research institution, you may choose for the PhD program. So, and PhD, many people are doing taking one particular type of study design, whether they are taking observational study, whether they are taking interventional study. The many PhD scholars are focusing the only that kind of study design or study methodology. It is not like that the PhD scholar should be perfect in that particular topic or that particular study design. So PhD requires the after getting your PhD degree, it will be accepting that. So every kind of research design and every kind of research problems you are able to solve, so that kind of capability you should gain in the PhD program. So that's why you have to be update in the research, newer things in the research, any advancement in the research field, and many statistical softwares, and plagiarism, and any newer technology that are entering in the research field. So updation is very important, because once you get the PhD degree, then the education or academy is expecting more from you, because it is the higher degree. And if you don't know that time any things about research and statistics and updation, so it is merely waste for getting the PhD degree. PhD degree is mastering the all the kind of research questions. He is able to answer all type of scientific query. That ability should be gained by the PhD scholars. And especially for publishing in the index or UGC care journals, you have to follow the publication guidelines, and while submitting thesis, and you have to upload that particular things in the Shodhaganga. So everything you have to be do with with proper guidelines. So these are challenging, but you may overcome from these challenges. So these are the common challenges, and you can take the guidance from your seniors and supervisors, and according to that you may plan for to overcome these challenges. So after all these kind of difficulties, you get the PhD degree. So what are the opportunities after the PhD? So you may get the higher position in the academic positions, and you may uh, selected as a some research institution. You may given priority, and some AYUSH programs from the AYUSH department. So there is always be there a priority for the PhD candidate. Then CCR, like CCRA institutes and some clinical projects, any research projects on Ayurveda is going, then you are the consultant for that particular government projects. You will be consulted because you have a PhD degree. And many industry and pharma industries also hiring for research and department cell. They are also giving a preference to the PhD scholars, where if from Dravya Guna Shastra or any related PhD is there, then they are given for the preference. Then even though you are not joining any academy, it may give the knowledge. And in clinical practice also, you may observe the number of newer experiments, and you may publish your findings, your special treatment to the scientific world, how you cure the that particular kind of diseases. So knowledge or PhD degrees never wasted. It is not like that. Nowadays many institutions are not paying any extra for PhD graduates, but in future it may give the better opportunities. And in NAC accreditation also, the NAC will consider how many PhD holders are there in that particular institution, that will have marks. So that time you will be preferred in the your institution. And QCI also will seeing for the how many PhD persons are there in the particular institution that have particular marks in the PhD candidates. So these are some opportunities. All of you already know. Just for the newer people, this kind of information is not available, so I have just explained. So before going the question answer session, I will show some documents quickly, recent updation related to the this PhD. Then I will go for the question answer session. So this is particularly the Maharashtra University Health Sciences Ordinance of PhD. So before joining any university, please read the ordinance. What are the eligibility? What are the criteria? What are the formalities, procedures? Everything they have given in the PhD ordinance. So before joining, whether it is feasible to you, whether it is possible to you, to go according with that rules and regulation, then only you have to go with that particular university. So this is about Maharashtra University Health Sciences PhD ordinance. So it is available on the website also. So just some points I have to highlighting here. So once PhD scholar is registered, PhD course change of research guide is not normally permitted. And if you are joined in any particular institution, for example RGHS or MUHS, you are joined already PhD, then if you want to go with a national institution, then also it is not possible. If once you enrolled in the PhD of any university, you are not eligible to give the examination of other PhD, other for other universities. So you have to cancel here and you have to go for the that particular exams. So this is about MUHS. Then this is new NCSM MES. All of you know NCSM Gazette. They have given the no part-time PhDs allowable. So in this particular gadget also, a lot of people have this gadget. Then this is about RGUHS. So recently, RGUHS also given the criteria for giving the PhD center recognitions. See here, a lot of criterias they have given for recognizing as a PhD center and PhD guide. And in RGHS, there is a rules. If anyone wants to join PhD in the RGHS university, he should work in the RGHS university affiliated colleges only. If you are joined PhD program and if you wish to go other university or other state, then it is liable to cancel your PhD program, because there is a clear indication of the PhD should be there for the RGHS affiliation institution. But in Maharashtra University Health Sciences, there is no such kind of regulations are there. Even you are from another state, you can join with the MUHS programs. So this is about RGHS. And so in RGHS ordinance, they have clearly mentioned 45 days for 6 months attendance compulsorily, and they have given the number of PhD scholars at a time under the PhD guide should be not exceed 6 PhD scholars. And if you go through this particular document, you are able to understand yourself. Need not to explain too much, just I am giving this document. If anyone want, you can download from the website, or I will also share these documents to your email. Then Ayurveda in CCRS also conducting the AYUSH net. So if anyone wish to join PhD in your universities, but if you want junior research fellow scholarship and like that, you have to clear the AYUSH net exam. So here, what are the syllabus, everything they have given. You may go through this particular website, that is AYUSHnet. What is the syllabus, everything they have given in this particular document. So this is the same document, that is NCSM newer gadget. PhD program shall be a full-time research program, and PhD program shall not be recognized in case of the PhD scholar and PhD supervisor are at different places during the research period. The working place of PhD scholar, the research place registered for a PhD are different. So now, according to new gadget, this is not possible to do the part-time PhD. But many deemed university already conducted the entrance examination. So before this gadget, who joined part-time PhD, they are eligible. But those who joined, even though after this gadget, number of universities have already taken admissions. So their legal value, whether they are eligible or not eligible, uh, I am also not sure. They should contact with concerned institutions for their eligibility. So so you should always inquire if you are joined part-time PhD after the this gadget notification. So you see here, this is recent document here, the MUHS notification for PET PhD entrance examination. They are clearly mentioned. As per NCSM Gazette date 1/10/2024, only full-time PhD program is applicable for Ayurveda faculty. So in previous entrance exam, PET MUHS is taken part-time and full-time both. But from this year, they are clearly mentioning as per as NCSM Gazette, full-time PhD program is applicable for Ayurveda faculty. No part-time will be there. So this is about recent today's document. Some groups it is there. Many groups this document is available. So UGC has taken the decision of they are not they are not listing the UGC care listed journals, because a lot of issues are happening, because many journals are listing in the UGC are not available for specific domain, or many uh, low quality journals are also included, and many high quality journals are not included in the UGC care. And sometimes the UGC care listed that particular journal, later on the UGC will remove the UGC care listed name from that particular journal. So these kind of issues are happening, and different kind of specialities are also not getting their specialty journals in UGC care list. That's why the UGC has uh, come up with this decision. They are giving the public opinion for feedback. They are given. So listing, they will discontinue the UGC care listing of journals and develop suggestive parameters for choosing peer review journals by faculty members and students. So what are the suggestive parameters will be developed by the expert of that particular field only. So this is a new update. So whatever may be rules and regulation, it is always gold standard. Go with the peer review and index journal and reputed journal publishing. So these are some documents related to PhD program. Now I will stop my presentation here. So if any questions, answers, question, this is for question answer session. So any doubts are there, or any new information available with you, you can share here in this particular session. It may helpful for others also, or your experience of any difficulties and how you overcome for that difficulties. So you may share here also. So now it is open for question answer session. You may unmute yourself and ask your question, or you may simply use the chat box also. So I am waiting for 5 more minutes. So any
Hello,
doubt?
sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, is there any mm, salary when we are doing a full-time PhD?
So currently, there is no salary in the private universities, private institutions. There is a provision of full time. You can do full time in the private colleges, but regarding stipend, salary, there is no clear guidance, because this is the first time the NCSM has taken initiation to abolish the part time. So initial days when part-time PhD is there, there is no financial burden because the teacher is working and also doing the PhD. But if as a full-time PhD scholar, how the rules and regulation they will made for that full-time PhD scholars, whether they will give the research grant or they will advise give some stipend or salary to the full-time PhD scholar, no clear guidance will be there. So we will wait for that one, but the clear guidance will be there. If you are doing full-time PhD, the experience will be counted from the date of admission up to the your date of completion of PhD. The maximum 3-year duration of experience will be counted as a full-time PhD scholar if you are doing PhD as a full-time PhD scholar.
Sir, one more thing, if we join for PhD courses in any of the colleges, they may allot us like some work, like taking classes for UGs, PGs and all. So that is nothing to worry. We will do that. If any other work they will allot means what means, is there any idea about that?
Actually, in full-time PhD programs like NIA, All India, so it is taking a class and doing some departmental related work. They will consider it as a part of the PhD program. You should take some classes to the PG students, and some kind of works will be there. But in private colleges, they may allow you that kind of work. But for giving money, whether they will consider that or not, it is completely depend on that particular institute.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
So before joining the particular that kind of institute, you have to clear with these things. If I am joining your institute as a full-time PhD scholar, so what is the financial support for me? So before joining full-time, you should ask for this kind of things. So if you are okay
Sir, yes,
with their
sure.
policies, you can go through. Or you are
Okay, sir. Thank you.
managing your financial support, then you can go with the full-time PhD because experience is counted.
Mm-hmm.
So that is also
Sir, yes, sir.
one thing.
Thank you, sir.
Sir,
Yes, ma'am.
good afternoon, sir. Sir, can we do interdisciplinary PhD, sir, as part-time? It is not coming under NCASM norms. If under biotechnology department, if we want to do some analytical study, or like that, if some under the department of sociology, if we are doing some Ayurveda connected things in association with them, can we do PhD studies part time? Whether it is also applicable under NCASM norms or like that.
As per as my knowledge, I am sharing some information related to interdisciplinary, madam. So
Sir.
like central institutions like NIA and especially BHU like institution, they are allowed to do the interdisciplinary PhD. For example, I am a Swastha person, even I can do the PhD in the
Ah,
cardiology department.
yes,
Or
yes.
if my subject is related with the education, even I can do a PhD in the education department also.
Yes, sir.
So that kind of provisions will be there in the central universities.
Huh.
So, but in as a part-time, general state universities are deemed universities. Even
Hmm.
IIT Bombay is also giving the permission for AYUSH graduates to do the interdisciplinary
Hmm. Hmm.
PhD programs recently. So, if you want to join that particular kind of subject, you have to go for that particular information of institution, whether they are allowing to do the Ayurveda graduates, whether you are eligible or not. You may do the
Huh.
PhD in the interdisciplinary, no problem. But while
Hmm.
considering the PhD in a specific subject or interdisciplinary, that is again questionable.
Huh. Huh.
So many national institutes, well, they requiring, they will ask for PhD in concerned subject.
Hmm.
So that kind of
Yes.
things are also there. If you are doing the PhD in the same subject, take the subject
Hmm.
that will connect it to the interdisciplinary branch. For example, if you are doing PhD in Samhita also, take the
Huh.
topic like teaching methodologies, education
Hmm.
related, that how the Ayurveda education or teaching will improve. So that kind of topic you can choose.
Hmm.
if you are interested to other branches. If you are, I'm interested in biotechnology or AI technologies,
Hmm.
I may choose the topic how this
Hmm.
particular and I will interconnect with the interdisciplinary department from
Hmm.
taking the one
Philosophy.
person as a co-guide.
Ayurveda person as co-guide and
Ayurveda person as a
interdisciplinary
guide and
person as
the
guide.
specific that particular field person as a co-guide.
Hmm. Hmm.
Some universities
Um,
have provisions.
okay. For that part time, there means it is no problem, no sir. For such.
As part-time, I have seen part-time interdisciplinary PhDs norms. I have not seen in RGHS and MUHS also. You may
Huh,
go through that particular universities.
huh,
Some
huh.
universities may, for example, Swami Vivekananda Yoga and Anusandhana University is
Hmm.
allowing BMS graduates also doing the PhD in the yoga.
Huh, huh.
So that kind of legal and applicability you have to see, madam. But
Understood.
as far as my
Huh.
knowledge, the
We can
interdisciplinary
do.
research are promoting by everyone. So
Promoting and
there
this part-time is possible means as of now no objection from NCSM, correct? No sir, for
is,
interdisciplinary.
so whatever discipline you do, part time is abolished now, madam. So there is no need of
Oh,
question of
totally
interdisciplinary.
understood.
So if
Interdisciplinary
you
or
are
whatever it is,
interested,
part-time is not.
part time is abolished, whether interdisciplinary or they will not recognize. If you are doing for
Understood,
some
understood.
institution, yeah, the
Hmm.
researcher and PhD guide are different institution that will be not recognized by the NCIC. You may get the PhD
Hmm, hmm.
degree.
Sir. Understood. Understood, sir. In
Okay.
same university also, if interdisciplinary subject is there, but if it is part-time, it is not
Not
recognized.
recognized. As a
Understood,
full time
understood.
only it is allowable from new gadget, according to new gadget.
Uh-huh. Understood, sir. Thank you, sir. This much was my doubt.
Okay.
Thank-
Some questions will be there in chat box. Uh, so I have answered maybe this question, Dr. Lakshmi Madam. Then, so other than
Yes,
this,
sir. Same
okay,
question.
okay. So any doubt other from apart from this? So if there are no doubts, we can end up the session. So once again, thank you for joining this session. Or it is a kind of just exchanging the information and nothing more than that. So many people are struggling to get the information about PhD. So I thought that by sharing my knowledge and some information, my experience may helpful to others. So that's why I have taken this particular session. So if any questions, queries, doubt related to the PhD or research, anything, you may contact me at any time. My team is there, Dr. Rohit sir, Dr. Satish sir, many more colleagues are there. They will also help you according to your queries. So I'm always welcome to solve the any doubts. It is my pleasure. So you can contact anytime with regarding with the research and PhD programs or anything. Whatever I know, I will share with all of you. So that is for sure. So once again, thank you for all. Thank you for joining this session. So this is the end of session. So